Assalamu alaikum, good morning. How are you girls? I hope that you're fine and doing well, staying home, staying safe. This is Dr. Najia Almas. I'm assistant professor in the Department of English Literature, and this is 12th March 2025, and I'm here again with a lecture on CDA. Before going further, I would like to recapitulate a little about discourse studies that we have done yesterday. So I'm here with the small, simple definitions and points. So what is discourse? Discourse is a language that is used beyond isolated words, sentences, and how meaning is shaped in different contexts. And why is it important? Because it shapes communications, identity, power, and knowledge. What else? It involves a number of disciplines. It is interdisciplinary, and the disciplines it involves are linguistics, sociology, philosophy, and media studies. We had been dealing with the everyday examples that we find in the world, how discourse analysis is working in those examples. So, two of the things were left yesterday, and I'm going to cover up in this one, inshallah. So, the very first one is literature, and the second one is education. So, literary discourse analysis in literature, I have taken the example of C.P. Gilman's The Yellow Wallpaper. It's a short story and very interesting one. I would suggest that you have to go and read it out. So, here, when we apply discourse analysis on this story, we find that in literature, language focuses to construct meaning, identity, ideology in literary texts, and there are some of the points that would define it more. The narrator's shifting language reflects her descent into the madness. In the beginning, the narrator, the main character of the story, she was quite a decent person, but gradually, the way she was treated by her husband, she gradually turned into a mad person. And you will find it out by analyzing the text of the story. How Gilman has used words and phrases and her expression that she gave to the narrator explains that gradually she turned from a decent person into a mad woman. Then the passive voice is used. I told you previously also that it is not very nice, it is not suggestive that you have to use passive voice in your academic language, or even when you have to go for the daily communication with other people. Avoid passive use because this is not a very good expressions. Go for the active voice. Now, what is happening over here? This specifies is highlighting that this woman was oppressed, and the oppressor was her husband. She says, I'm shut in. That is a very good example, right? And the second thing is there was medical discourse, which is also critique. Her husband is a doctor, and he would always dare to negate her concerns, and he would reinforce his manly patriarchal control over her. So, what is the critical perspective over here? Feminist discourse analysis reveals how the text critiques gender roles and mental health treatment. Now, the discourse analysis in education, that is CEDA, right? So, the discourse analysis in education, we are going to use the example of classroom discussion. And in educational setting, when the teacher is there to address students, her interaction is quite commanding, right? And she would be using the directive sentences, open your books versus what do you think? So, here, discourse analysis investigates power dynamics in classroom. Who has the power? It is with the teacher. And who has to obey? They are the students. So, it also examines how language affects students' engagement and critical thinking. What do you think of that? Have you ever heard about this topic that we are going to study today? So, this is how the teacher draws their attention and engage the students, right? So, critical education discourse analysis CDA explores how textbooks and curricula reflect cultural and ideological biases. So, I'm going to stop here and you have to go for the next video. I'm going to continue the topic there. See you there.